Guys, it's Eric with Modern Day Family Man. How you guys doing? Last year I did a review and unboxing of the MiniFinder Pico. If you guys haven't checked out that video, go ahead and click right up here. I do like the device a lot with its phone call calling feature, but setting it up and using it through text message was very non-user friendly and very outdated. So they reached out to me again this year and said they've been listening to customer feedback. They've come out with a new generation of their MiniFinder Pico and made tremendous progress with their tracker app. We'll be putting a link down below to some pros and cons of the new generation, so definitely check that out. I will also be putting an affiliate link down below, so if you do want to pick one of these up, it definitely helps support the channel with no additional cost to you. Any further ado, let's go ahead and unbox it. Alright, let's quickly check out the box. On the back you can see the hardware specifications. You can see the device is quite small. It only weighs 35 grams and the battery has a 900 milliamp battery. Alright, they include the green one. This comes in 4 different colors. It's lime green, a hot pink, a royal blue, or my favorite, a black, which is easier to hide. What's your favorite color? Leave a comment below. We'll go into more detail in a second. Let's see what else is in the box. And there's a USB. This is a micro USB wire and a little start guide, but that's it. And if you choose to, you can purchase some additional accessories like this MiniFinder lanyard. If you choose to hang it from your neck, you can definitely use this. If you want to put it around your arm for whatever reason, or a child's arm, they have this. I'll open this one up. This is just a band. Snugly fits in here just like that, and then you can wrap this around your arm. One of the most exciting accessories for me is this dock charger. I hate struggling trying to plug any device into some type of micro USB or USB. It's just a time-consuming thing for me, even though it only takes a couple seconds. I think it's easier just to always have the dock available and always plugged in. You can just plug this in once and then you can just drop this in and it's charging. Alright, let's go back and look at the details of the MiniFinder Pico and compare it to last year's model. Of course, you can see it's a different color, but also you can tell that they added a couple extra texture things here to the SOS button. And also on top of the new one, you have the microphone hole right here, compared to last year's where they had the microphone hole right there at the bottom. Also, you notice there's nothing on the bottom of the new model, where last year they had the USB plug and the light. Quickly moving to the left side of the device, you can see they have the USB plug right there next to a single button which acts as an on and off button, and also your phone call button. Last year's model had 2 buttons, one for the on and off and one for the phone, and also a slot for a SIM card. This year's model, you have 2 options. You can buy the model with the removable SIM card, or you can have one like this one that does not have a removable SIM card and purchase the service plan directly through them, which I'll talk about later. Then on the other side, it's exactly the same. There is nothing on the right side of the device and nothing on the top. Moving to the back, you can see right here at the top, the speakers are on the exact same location, but they did add some charging points right here to the bottom of the new one to make it really easy to charge with the charging dock. I do like the changes they made in their hardware, especially their new charging dock. Let's go ahead and check out the changes they made in their new app. I'm now at park with the MiniFinder. Let's go ahead and log into the app and see how well the app works. All right, let's go into the app, let it load up. Alright, you can see they pinpointed us right here, which I'm currently in Maryland. You can go click on your device and zoom in more, and you can see right here next to the Alta Vista Park, and we are just about right on. You can see here the green pinpoint is where the MiniFinder is, and the blue pinpoint is where the phone is. So I'm not quite sure which one's correct. They're probably both off just by a little bit, but it definitely gets you in within the general range, probably within 30 feet or so. And you can see here the speed is currently 0, the altitude is 100.40 meters, and the battery life is 96%. And if you click it, it will actually give you the address. And because I'm on a street with no real homes or anything. It just gives you a specific range. And if you go into the settings of the MiniFinder, you can see the history. We can rename it, you can call it, or you can do some setup options. But let's go into histories really quick. You can see this for the past 3 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours, past 3 days, or even 7 days. I'm just going to do 3 hours, and then you click view waypoints. And you can zoom in here and see the history of the path of the MiniFinder for the last 3 hours. And they mentioned that the MiniFinder gets updated every 30 seconds, and that can be adjusted just by contacting them. And so if you want to update more often, you can definitely do that, or less often to help save battery life. They said that all you need to do is contact them and they can help you with that. And now moving down to the bottom, you can see here is a geofencing, which we can create a geofence just by dragging what we want the geofence to look like. And then we can name it and apply it to whichever device that we want to. And then we can hit create, and there we go. Now that's created. And as we drive off, we can see what kind of alerts that we get. Alright, I'm back home now. I have not gotten a notification or alert from my geofence. So let's quickly go back into the app and see what happens. And you can see the alarm goes off, the light goes off, and it's letting me know that out of the geofence I can go up here, click on the alarm. You can see 17 seconds ago that it went outside the geofence, but in reality, let me turn this thing off. So in reality, the MiniFinder actually left the geofence hours and hours ago, but because the app was not up and running, it did not alert me. So they need to fix this issue, so I'm notified right away. And yes, I have checked my notification settings. As you can see here, all of them are on. Moving back down to the bottom, here are some more settings. You can see the different types of maps. If you wanted to change that, you can click it to hybrid and hit save. And then when you go back into the maps, you can see it changed the look of the map. We can go back into settings, we can do terrain, hit save, hit OK, go back into the maps, and now it changed it back to the terrain. Next option is keep the screen alive. If you want to keep the screen on at all times, you can click that on, that way it doesn't go into sleep mode. And then right here you have the alarm settings. You have flashlight, vibrate device, or the sound, and also an email. I noticed when the alarms go off, if you leave your geofence, you don't get a notification. The only time the alarm goes off is if the app is up and running. So they definitely need to work on that and fix that issue. You should get notified as soon as it leaves the geofence and not wait for the app to boot up. Show tooltip did not do anything for me. Just turning it on and off did nothing. I didn't get any type of tips or anything like that. And then you have your choose language if you wanted to choose your language. And then this last icon is just some information about the Tracker app if you wanted to read that. So going back into the Pico and going back into the settings, rename, you can rename it to anything that you want to. The call feature did not work for me. I actually don't have international calling on my account, so it does block it.
Your account is not authorized to make calls to this phone number. If you would like to have a...
So I was not able to test out that feature, which kind of leads back to next setup. Setup, you have an option of monitoring or listen in. I'm assuming that's part of the same thing, but because I don't have the international calling feature on my cell phone service, I cannot test that out. Going back into the settings, you have the number set up. This first number right here is the number that the MiniFinder will call if someone presses the SOS button. The second number is if someone presses this side phone button. So let's go ahead and give that a try. So you held that down and it beeped. And let's see how long it takes to call. So it's about 10 seconds or so. I'll be blocking out this number. Let's see how it sounds. Testing. 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 1, 2. So it's pretty responsive and it sounds pretty good. It's not extremely loud. The fall alert feature is awesome. If you happen to have an elderly parent, you can put this on them, and if they happen to fall, it will automatically call the first number in your settings. And then you have the low battery alarm, which is a great feature. On average, I was still getting about 3 to 4 days of battery life on this. And then monitoring, like I said earlier, I was not able to test this feature out, but you're able to call it and listen in without them even knowing. Next one down is the SOS feature, which in my testing did nothing. No matter if I turned it on or off, the SOS button continued to work no matter what, so I'm not quite sure what they were trying to do here. Next one down is the speeding alarm, which I think is awesome. If you want to monitor someone and see if they're in vehicles that are speeding, you can turn this on and set this for the speed that you want. Unfortunately, it is only in kilometers per hour. I did not see an option in here that changes to miles per hour, but you can do the math and figure out what you need. And then you have the option to reboot the device. By pressing this button, I get a little vibrate in the device to let me know that it's been rebooted. And then last but not least, you can apply the new settings if you happen to change any of these. If you click this little side menu, you can see all the devices you currently have and their status. You can see the last time that the device has been updated, their battery life, and also their signal strength. Talking about signal strength and their cellular networks, a lot of the devices are connected still to a 2G network, which this one still currently is. Apparently, they are currently working on a 3G version, but it's not out just yet. Do be aware that a lot of networks that do have 2G are shutting them down. It's just old technology, so once a 3G device comes out, you will have to upgrade. There's usually a minimum cost to it though. It's around $20 to $40. You would have to talk to the company to see what that cost is, but do be aware that the 2G networks are being shut down. One thing to remember with all GPS trackers is that you will need some type of service plan to connect to cell phone towers so you can transmit the GPS location. And the nice people over at MiniFinder do offer you 3 different service plans. First one doesn't cost you anything, but you will have to provide your own SIM card and service plan from another provider, and then you would have to track by SMS text message. The second one being a 6-month prepaid service plan, which currently costs about $10 a month, or the third one being a 12-month prepaid service plan, which costs about $9 a month. Alright guys, let's wrap up this video. I appreciate all the love and support. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will be putting a link down below to an updated pros and cons list on my website, so definitely check that out. Lately I've been getting a lot of requests to do more GPS trackers rather than these Bluetooth trackers that have been flooding the market. If you guys do enjoy my channel and my content, I hope you would consider checking out my Patreon page right here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel right here. Check out these 2 videos on some other GPS trackers that I've done in the past. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys on the next video.